Hello there. Jose Mejia with New Home Programs. Today I'm going to talk about credit repair or how to improve your credit. This is one of those things that when you ask somebody for some guidance, you can literally get about thousands of answers and responses, and sometimes they can really just make your head spin around and just drive you a little bit crazy. But today, what I want to do is actually show you a few examples of what we do at our company at New Home Programs, the Jose Mejia team. One of the things that people know us for is for actually helping them with their credit so that they can actually get qualified for a mortgage. And if there's one thing that I definitely want to emphasize is that if you are a person that's looking to get their credit scores on track for that sole reason of buying a house and getting pre-approved, what I like to tell most of our clients is, I like to educate them. First, I want to listen into exactly what they're going to be trying to accomplish in terms of financing, and that could be whether they're looking for a down payment assistance or just looking for an FHA loan, a military loan, VA loan, whatever it is. You need to know what that end goal is first, because the main thing you want to take into account is the mortgage guidelines of each type of loan financing, right? So I can give you a quick prime example. We all know for FHA financing, there's 3 credit bureaus are going to report, and the one that the bank uses the most, well, the ones that they are going to use is the middle score, right? So you want to be at a 620 or higher to qualify. However, one thing you do want to realize or actually pay attention to is that if you do get to that 620 credit score, you also have to learn that there's details and actual guidelines about how to qualify for FHA. So you can get to the 620 credit score, but there could be actual things in your credit report that are not going to abide by the FHA guidelines. One example of that should be something simple as if you have non-medical collections and those accounts accumulate to $2,000 or more, did you know that the bank's actually going to ask you to pay that off? There's also other guidelines regarding accounts that are in dispute. So these are these little things that we like to finesse and kind of tweak and educate a consumer about our clients, because what we want to do is we actually want to prepare them for success. Okay, so today I actually have an appointment with somebody that I'm going to educate on their credit. This is something that we know that's kind of out of the norm for a real estate company, but I know it's also something that makes us unique. Okay, it's a free service that we provide. So I like to explain that to people because I know it can get a little bit confusing, being that we talk a lot about mortgage financing and credit, but in reality, the end goal for us is to really, position people and empower them with information so that they can get qualified and actually get, mortgage financing and get pre-approved so that we can help them find a house. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this gentleman that I'm going to meet today, and I'm just going to briefly give you a synopsis of what their scenario is. So this gentleman, I'm looking at this credit report. Let me see if I can cover up his name. All right, got a credit report here. And this guy actually pulled up one credit score with Experian. And they came with a 561 credit score. TransUnion and Equifax actually didn't report any credit scores. And this could be for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons that I believe is that they actually don't have any form of good credit, meaning credit cards, car loans, anything of that nature. And I believe, well, actually, you know what? I'm sorry. They do have one credit card, and they actually opened it up about a month before this credit report was pulled. And so what I'm guessing is that the other 2 bureaus haven't arrived to them yet to actually calculate a score. So sometimes it'll take them about, depending on the, on who the creditor is,
I would say anywhere from 4 to 6 months before they actually report on the bureaus. So this gentleman actually did take one really good step in getting that credit card, and it's just a matter of time before he develops other scores with the bureaus. But another reason sometimes where that can happen is that if there's a fraud alert with a couple of the bureaus or a bureau, there's a possibility that the score will not appear. In that case, we want to prepare these people to call the bureaus and actually remove the actual fraud alert. But this guy, again, he's at 561, and what we want to do, today I'm going to listen to exactly what him and his wife are trying to accomplish financially when they get pre-approved, and then I'll be able to tell him basically, what it is that needs to be done. He does have a bunch of medical collections. I would say about a page and a half worth. And what I'm seeing a lot of is actual medical collections for him, from $18,000 to $5,000, and a bunch of them, I would say about 20 of them, are $1,000 or less. And in actuality, we actually like to see these medical collections as opposed to any other form of collections for a couple of reasons. The first reason is because we know with FHA financing, when you have medical collections, the banks don't really care so much for them in terms of, they're not going to hold those accounts against you. It doesn't matter the balance. It doesn't matter if they're in dispute. When they're medical collections, they just pretty much ignore them. Okay. However, it is important to attempt to at least get these disputed and get them removed, whatever bureaus are reporting them, because even though the bank doesn't look at it and it's taken into account in your qualifications, if you get some of the stuff removed, it can actually really help these credit scores jump up like significantly. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to do with this guy. We have everything already prepared for him prior to his meeting, so that we can do that for him. And more than likely he's going to have a lot of success because these medical collections, for some reason, they tend to be accounts that typically get removed from the credit bureaus. So this guy's in a very good spot. I would say this guy's probably going to be ready, being the fact that he already has a credit card. He only has one. We're probably going to have to set him up with a second line of credit, just because banks like to look at least two open types of credit cards or two forms of credit, so they can see enough behavior on how you pay your bills. Okay. So yeah, this guy should be ready probably no later than 3 months. So when we do this dispute process with him with these collections, it's probably going to take him about 60 days. And within that time, he's going to get a lot of results back from that. And then we're just going to see exactly how long he's had. In this case, that first credit card he's already had it for a month. So we're probably going to wait about 3 or 4 months, assuming that he can get that second credit card on his credit report. Or a second option that I could probably give this guy is actually see if we can put, if he rents, there's actually a way to put the rental history on your credit report as well, and that can serve as an actual trade line, an actual account that's good that the bank will look at. So this guy will have his house. He'll be ready to go shopping by March, April. So this is a good candidate. And the deceiving thing is when you see the score, the 561 and the other two bureaus not actual reporting, it can definitely be something that can be discouraging because we have a lack of knowledge and a lack of understanding on how the math and science behind all this works. But in reality, there's hope for this guy, as you can see, and I know he's going to be very happy when I get done with him. So that's it for today. I hope this helps somebody, and what I'm trying to do is I'm going to do a little more small videos like this when I have different circumstances or different actual clients. That way you can learn from each person, because I think that when you see the details of every person, you can see that you can probably identify yourself with people in their credit situation, and you can realize that there can be some hope. Okay? All right. I appreciate it. I hope somebody learned from this. Again, my name is Jose Mejia with New Home Programs. I'm the Jose Mejia team lead over in Central Florida, covering both Orlando and Tampa. If you love this message, absolutely put some comments, ask some questions. Definitely want you to engage so that we can get you into the right track, in the right place for yourself.